As soon as Annie opened the door, there was a loud crash. The killer chasing her split it open with an axe. The sight terrified both Annie and Mark, but instead of stepping inside to finish them off, the masked man just stared at Mark through the hole in the door, then walked away. Mark slowly got to his feet and, against his better judgment, peeked out the door. Once he was sure the masked man was gone, he grabbed Annie and rushed to the living room. He ran to get his phone to call the police, only to find it smashed and marked with a strange symbol. With the phone destroyed, calling for help was impossible. Mark had no choice but to drag Annie outside, but that was when the masked man began his real hunt. After their car exploded, the masked man stood across from them watching. With their escape cut off, Mark and Annie had to retreat to the cabin. They locked themselves inside a room, only to hear the masked man put on music and start dancing with another masked figure. Desperate to escape, Mark and Annie came up with a plan. Since the cabin was built in the woods on raised beams to keep out moisture, there was crawl space underneath. They opened a vent and slipped inside, hoping to get out alive. But in the darkness, Annie accidentally pressed her hand against a nail. The sharp pain made her gasp. Even though it was faint, the masked figure upstairs heard it. She walked across the floor directly above Annie, holding a knife, ready to stab through at any moment. After waiting a few tense seconds, she turned and walked away. Once it was safe, Mark motioned for Annie to stay quiet and carefully pulled the nail from her hand before wrapping the wound. They crawled out beneath the cabin and hid inside a storage shed. But just as they lit a lighter for some light, another masked figure appeared right behind them.